Hello ladies and gentlemen, it's Mike here at Game from Scratch, and today we're going to be looking at a city generator. I absolutely love this kind of stuff. It feels about as close as you get to magic when you're dealing with a computer. And this one is part of the ongoing Unity FPS Games and Game Dev Asset Bundle. I've been going through and checking out some of the assets in this bundle to let you know if you should pick it up or not. And today the asset we are looking at is Seascape City System, and this is a tool for rapidly, and I do mean rapidly, creating cities in Unity. We've already covered Ultimate FPS, as well as a number of the assets in this bundle, all the character models and 3D models you can find. There's also a fantasy bundle going on right now as well. They both have 5 days remaining in them if you do want to go ahead and pick them up. And it basically boils down to 25 bucks, you're getting a ton of stuff. For that $25 alone, it justifies itself if you like the asset we're looking at today. So the one we're looking at today is the Seascape City System. And this one, let me go to a picture. This one is for creating cityscapes. Again, it's normally 45 bucks. It works with all versions of Unity, and now let's go check it out in action. All right, so here we go. This is the Seascape City Generator, and here you can see a simple building that is generated by it. We can go ahead and select it. There's some really cool things you can do with these buildings. You're going to see there's a modifier script on it, and we can change out the facade on the floor. By the way, you can create your own facades to be used in place. You can change the shape of the facades, as you saw on the top level there. You can actually grab these control surfaces right here and actually modify the buildings in different directions, like so, as they fit. And you'll notice this one single building, well, it goes together to create an entire and very diverse city. So here you can see 10 by 10 blocks, I believe it is, of city being generated using Seascape. Everything here is optimized. There are tools in place to reduce the amount of draw calls that you're going to make. So this should work in a real-time setting for you. This is for design time, though. This isn't really a runtime tool. This is more about creating the things in your level, and then you would go around and manually tweak things and change them. Another neat thing going on here is you've got these neat parallax effects. So when you look at the, or inside the view of, like this guy right here, it makes it look like there's content on the inside of things. Gives you a good additional level of detail there. And there is a ton of control over this guy. So let's go and take a look at how this works. So Seascape City is the heart of it. There are a number of scripts. There's scripts attached to all the procedural guides that are generated. But here is the city script generator kind of process. So I'm going to show you this from scratch, actually. So this is really straightforward. If we go new, and we'll create a new scene. Sure, empty. All right. We won't save here. All right, so here you go. This is our new scene. To go ahead and create a new example, you come in here, go to Seascape Tools, Seascape right here, and create a new mega city. And there is the volume in which our city will be created. And now it's mostly just a matter of kind of going through a checklist of sorts. So what you do, set a random seed. You can keep this guy. The random seed will always result in the same result. So if you want to go and create things, you can do so. I just did the generate city button. This is kind of the equivalent of going click, 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 and going through it. So this is going to make our entire city for us. So you can see here, we can do things in different stages. So we can create the streets and then populate it with buildings, add bus stops, add footage, and so on and so forth. We'll let this go ahead and run for a second. It doesn't take too long. It should actually be almost done. I'll pause while this finishes. All right, there we go. Took about a minute. I should point something out. I'm actually running on a laptop on battery power right now, so you're not seeing things run at their full speed. But yeah, that is the end city being generated right here. You can see it looks pretty similar to what we had before. You go on down into it like so. So let's go look at the surface level details. So we've got, we could create roads in there. Actually, there should be roads already. Let's go see if it created the roads for us. Yeah, so there's roads in place. We can go ahead now and we can add some lights. So if we want to add some street lights, we can add some street lights into here. So this is going to add the poles in. So now you see we've got light poles. They follow the road systems that are in place. We can also go ahead and add in some, so we click this guy and it adds a number of trees to our environment. So you can see some of them set over there. Here are some trees now in the environment. You have full control over how these are set up, by the way. So you see here, street template. You can change how the streets are set up. So if you want to have a river or no river, you can add the details, the light poles. So you could add a variety of different types, and it will instantiate them. We can look at here the foliage. I said it that time just because it was spelt wrong, and I felt I'd go with that. So you can bring in a number of different aspects. And the other thing you'll notice here is this thing is built from a template. And come up here, we can control the city size. So let's go all the way up and all the way out so we can see our entire city like so. So it's a 10 block by 10 block city, and you see we've got a river kind of at the midpoint. So see 10 by 10, and then at 5, we've got the river. So if we want to get the river out of there, we can just move it beyond the capacity of the city, like so, and then we can regenerate our city, and it will then move out the river. Be right back. All right, assuming that it's going to take about the same 60 seconds as before, here I am resuming it, so you can see how long a generate takes. Plugged in, this was actually a fair bit quicker, so I'm amazed how much difference the speed changes. That's not on Unity, that's not on anything else. It's just basically on my computer settings more so than anything. A little bit slower. All right, there you go. So now you saw the city updated, and we now have no river running through it. So the river does not run through. You got control over how the heights are set up. Again, any one of these buildings too is just basically an instance, so I could grab anything I want. Oops. All right, somehow my control settings are a little bit wonky, but I can basically add as many floors to something, and if I've got room, I can change the blueprint or the floor size of it. And then we can also, again, change the individual aspects of the outside of this this building here. So you can see, again, you can change even right up to, so let's go take a look at one of the windows up close. All right, so we got our windows in action. We've actually got control over things like blinds. How open are the blinds in the building? And we can just go ahead and just, and then, so you can actually change the way that it deals over, you know, how things are set up. You can change the styling of everything. You can change the shape of things and so on. You can also define these yourself using the content development kit setup. So that is another scene where you could come in and handle things. Now I'm going to showcase a bit of how this is actually working. So we're going to go Seascape over here. You're going to notice there's a template, the Mega City District style. So we'll open that one up. And what you're going to see is it's basically, there's a script and then a number of prefabs that are part of it. So let's go ahead and take a look at some. So they're all under the building prefabs. So you got a number of different prefabs you could go ahead and open up. So let's open one of these up. So this is one of the templates. So you can go ahead and create as many of these as you wish. So you can create your own buildings. You've also got tools for creating your own styles of facings and so on these buildings. So this one's got like a fire escape going up a good part of the distance. You can see here, again, all of the settings are available. We can go down to street level here. So here is the shops and so on at the street level. So if you want, you can also swap out and switch out the advertising that's shown up. You can also turn it off if you so wish. I thought that would turn that one off. You can have graffiti on and off. You can change the amount. You can change the density of or how often signs occur. So if we want to have like this be a commercial building, we can throw a whole bunch of things in there. You're going to probably want to add some more signs to the mix so you get more interesting results. You've also got abilities to change how the roof looks. You can have different things show up on the roof, like air conditioning units and so on and so forth, water catchment basements. And of course, you can change the size of any building at any particular time. And we can do that. We can also do it this way. So we can also grab this guy, change the building out like that. So if you want to have it look a little bit more like a hospital, you can control it that way. And of course, you can create your own prefabs then and add them in to this this configuration right here. That is what the template is for all the various different buildings that are there. The same thing follows for if you want to have different trees in there, you can change out and add multiple different trees in. So we could add another template, drag in another tree object, and this will be used as part of the population. So obviously, we've already used that one, but yeah, we'll use it twice. So you can use all of these things and configure how things are placed within your world. And then you come on down here, and we've actually got some tools for it for LODs and so on available for you, and everything uses shared textures and so on, so it really eliminates the number of draw calls to keep this being pretty performant. So that is pretty cool. Now I'm going to go back to the default project here. So, I guess I'll showcase this one last time. So there's also the tools available as a secondary download. But you're going to notice here, these are basically the front face. So if you want to create your own thing other than, you know, this New York style that we were looking at, this is available here, part of the tool for actually creating things. And here we can flip through the various different tiles that work together to create each kind of building front. And if I switch here and I bring on game mode, let's undock that and put it over here to the side, you can see what the set of images work towards. So let me go back. Sorry, I don't mean to select it directly. So go to Seascape Baker, and we flip through between the tiles, so you can see what the raw asset is, like so, and then the generated result over here. So we can just kind of flip through them, and these are the templates used to generate the front of buildings. So it's kind of like a height map of sorts, and you can bring the various different pieces together. There's a number in, so we could bring in windows over top and create new building front faces. So if you want to create your own looks, you can easily do so. Again, we got a number of different tiles, and you can see what the results of those particular tiles do. So again, let's take a look at this guy. So this guy's got, you know, some windows going on, and there you can see the generated, I think I'm on the wrong tile now, to be honest, but then you can see the generated effect of said tile over here. So now I'm going to go back again to the default demo and showcase one last thing, kind of give you an idea of the level of shaders, etc. at work here. It, by the way, can be made to work with the HDRP. What you're seeing right now in action is the standard render pipeline. The one thing to be aware of, this is Seascape version 1. There is some talk of a version 2. I do not believe you are going to get that. So you could have a new version come after the fact. So come in here, let's go ahead and check something out. So here, with your Seascape City, you're going to notice you've actually got controls over the lighting. So it's another script, CS light control. And what you've done is you've mapped in, so you got the street lights are being controlled, but the sun is being controlled by a directional light in your scene. And I can go ahead and grab that directional light like so. And if we grab the rotation value and we change it, you're gonna notice a day-night cycle. See the shadows change on the buildings? And if we go the other way, we go far enough, let me just keep scrolling, eventually it becomes nighttime. And you're gonna notice, so if I'm gonna move, there's late night and then earlier night. So watch like a building like this one. As we go from night to day, you're gonna see the lights come on and off based off of the time of day. That then is the Seascape City system. There is a number of tutorials from the creator about how to get the most out of it. I've only kind of scraped the surface of what this one is capable of. And if you design your own assets, you can create pretty much your own creations and feed them into their existing algorithms and create just about any kind of city imaginable. It's a pretty neat and quick workflow, and definitely one I would recommend checking out if you're into this kind of thing. So again, this is the Humble Unity FPS Games and Game Dev Asset Pack. If you use my link down below, you have the option of directing a portion of your purchase to support Game from Scratch, and I really appreciate it if you do so. Again, there's only about 5 days left in this. I'm going to get one more covered this weekend and maybe one more asset after the fact before this ends. There is a possibility they will extend this one by 2 weeks. They extended the fantasy one for 2 weeks, but I think they might have just extended the fantasy one so it ran the same length as the Unity one. So really, that's about it. Let me know what you think. Comments down below, and I will talk to you all later. Goodbye.